set for match number 2 of UPRO Summer Cup Pro Edition 2026. It's match number 2, which is going to be played between ESYASOFT Cricket Club and EVERGREEN Cricket Club. And this is going to be one match to watch out for. Hot and humid conditions, and that will certainly test the temperament of the cricketers in today's game. Right then, just a short while ago, I was out there in the middle with the two captains and the match referee for the all-important toss. We're in day 2 of UPRO Summer Cup Pro Edition 2026, and we've already seen a fascinating opening day yesterday. We're expecting to have another fascinating cracker of a game. It's now time to introduce you to the men who matter in the middle. On my left is the captain. On his left is Sarhadi of EVERGREEN Estate, and on the extreme left is our match official, Mr. Preeting, who will oversee the proceedings. Osama, you've got the... Please give it a spin.
It is the call. It is.
If you could please forward, congratulations, winning the toss. What's the plan?
Well, we are planning to bowl first on this pitch. We have seen the circumstances in the past days, and I think both the teams have bowled first and won the game, so we'll go with the flow.
Well, now that you decided to bowl first, what do you reckon? Talk us through the wicket, and how much do you think you would want to restrict the opponents on this track?
Well, we got a couple of good bowlers in our squad, and we'll try to restrict them under 150. As we can see the pitch, I think our fast bowler will perform better, inshallah, on these circumstances.
First game of the tournament, pretty excited?
Yeah, definitely, sir, definitely. We'll go with most blaster strokes, inshallah.
Best of luck, give us a good game. दानिश टॉस हार करने का
हमारा प्लान तो बैटिंग करने का था और बस वो मिल गया.
तो आप जो चाह रहे थे आपको क्या
आई थिंक पहला मैच है तो देखते हैं. हम बहुत टाइम बाद इधर खेल रहे हैं तो पहला मैच है, देखते हैं विकेट कैसा बिहेव करता है, उस हिसाब से प्लान करेंगे. बीच में कितना अच्छा टोटल हो सकता है पोस्ट करने की कोशिश करेंगे.
टीम में कितनी एक्साइटेड है पहला मैच को लेके?
पहला मैच है, नए हैं और इंशाल्लाह होपफुली विल डू आवर बेस्ट.
Best of luck, give us a good game.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Right then, that's the news coming in from the centre, is that ESYASOFT, they won the toss and they've decided to bowl first. Yeah, there you go, the confirmation coming in from the middle. ESYASOFT calling it right, and they have absolutely no hesitations to be bowling first. That's what we saw. Osama, but the captain, he too thinks that there is some juice in the wicket. There is something for the bowlers early on, and this is where they need to ensure they pick up early wickets. This is going to be a good little contest, of course. Two very talented sides. Danish Sarhadi, he's been scoring runs consistently throughout the last season or so. So that is one man I think will be walking in with some confidence on his shoulders. It just looks like as if he's come out to open. So that's going to be a new role if ever so, because usually he comes down to bat at number 3 or number 4 position. There you go. The two playing lineups, EVERGREEN Estate, Umar Arshad the captain, Aditya Sarna, Ahsan Tareen, Awais Sarfraz, Danish Sarhadi, Imran Javed, Mohammad Ikram, Mohammad Imran Odi, Muzi and Sajjad Maluk. ESYASOFT, Osama Butt the captain, Adnan Riaz, Asif Taniwal, Ibrar Ahmed the speedster, Inshaka, Qasim Shah, Saeed Khan, Sameer Chand, Usaid Amir the spinner, Osama, Jamil and Usman Afridi. So I can see that they do have quite a few talented bowlers in the lineup, of course. We know the lights of Ibrar Ahmed, the speedster. I just saw a video he posted a couple of days ago where he was having a net session against Sanju Samson. And yeah, it's always a very good experience, of course, to be getting a chance and a privilege. It's really a privilege to bowl to someone who's currently playing for the Indian national team. So of course it just gives you that extra bit of confidence. Yeah, there you go. That's the field setup they've got for the speedster. A deep third man alongside a deep mid wicket. So the fine is in the circle and they've got a packed offside field. And Ibrar is someone who has a very deadly combination. Swings the ball away from the batters and bowls somewhere around 135. He's extremely quick. I think this fresh track will suit him early on. With the new ball, we do expect Ibra to get early assistance from this wicket. Right then, we're just seconds away for this very exciting encounter. The two openers, Danis Sarhadi and Mohammad Imran Odi, are the two openers out there. And Ibrar Ahmed will start proceedings this afternoon. Straight away gets off the mark. It's always such a great feeling, really, when you come out to bat and you're always looking to get off the mark. Doesn't really matter how the runs come by. If it's a boundary or even a six, but you just get a single and you just get off strike. It releases a lot of tension you have when you come out to bat as an opener. You have those butterflies early on in your stomach. So good to see Danis Sarhadi getting off the mark, and it's going to be Mohammad Imran Odi to face the fire of Ibrar Ahmed, who once loosens up and once he gets his rhythm going in his favor, it's going to be a treat to watch. Tap and run, bit of a mix-up between the two. Oh, need to be a little careful. We've already seen quite a few runouts in day one. They need to be extremely careful. Of course, I can remember UUDS Tuskers in the very opening game. They ran themselves out at least thrice, if I can recall. Yeah, it's a really good delivery once again. Yeah, and talking about Ibrahim Ahmed, he's someone who bowls with quite a bit of pace and can afford to be bowling short. But for me, really, Ibrahim Ahmed, when he can clock somewhere around 140, I would really want him to test the batters by bowling it full towards them. He does have a slip in position. With this length, he might even bowl a maiden. He is that good, but then you're not going to get wickets. So maybe if we can adjust his length ever so slightly and bowl a bit full. Yeah, that's better, taking the pace off the ball. Excellent variation. Ibrar Ahmed growing through the ranks here in the UAE domestic circuit, of course, has been clinching a lot of wickets for any franchise or team he goes on to play with. But there's one thing which I can assure you, he's a cricketer who gives his 100%. He was always be in the game. He's very involved and a complete package. Really an asset to have in your team is Ibrar Ahmed. Oh, this has been absolutely dismissed from his presence. That's something which you don't really see. A batter just getting his front foot, or rather clearing it and then going downtown and completely stunned Ibrar Ahmed. You don't really see many batters taking on Ibrar Ahmed and smashing him down the ground. That is a special shot. Yeah, Ibrar Ahmed is someone who's not going to like that shot. Is economical. And now that he's whacked for a huge six, you do expect Ibrar Ahmed to come in hard. Pulled away. And the result is the same. Back-to-back maxis. What a start here for Imran Odi. This time he opts to go short and bang he goes. Confidence oozing from the blade of Mohammad Imran Odi. And this is a perfect start. 1 over gone. It's 13 for no loss. Well, they're up and running, 13 runs already in the very first over. Ibrad Ahmed just found it a bit difficult to find his right lengths. We're going to see left arm medium pacer Samir Chand for the very first time this afternoon. Let's see if he can extract any kind of early movement with the new ball. That is what is required from your team as a new ball bowler, especially the left arm bowlers. Of course, they're always God gifted. They have the tendency and the ability to bring the ball in towards the right handers. So they just need to make sure they keep things simple. They don't need to really force the issue. Just do your basics right and let the batter do something different. Again, just a little short and trying to stop this one, but he's let this one go. So Imran Odi, clearly we can see that he's come out with an intent, and that is to really go hard at the batters, but that wasn't all that bad a delivery. And it just looks like he played it intentionally, getting a boundary to his name, Mohammad Imran Odi. So he's raced on to 16, looking very confident in the middle. So off to a great start in the very first game of his tournament. And now that he's already gotten a start, he would want to just cash on to this opportunity and try to convert the 16 into a big one this afternoon. Yeah, just fending on this one, needs to be careful. You could see that the feet going nowhere. Well, that's the way he plays, really. I mean, Mohammad Imran Odi, you don't expect him really to play those technical shots. He's someone who would come out in the first 6 overs and express himself, try to play those big shots early on. More often than not, he ensures that he gives those good starts to his team. That's exactly what is the need of the hour. Once again, slightly short, shy the stumps, but they've done well. Brilliant coordination between the two, and that was a very good single. Yeah, there is the captain, Osama Butt. Seemed to be very confident during the toss, calling it right and deciding to bowl first. Yesterday the story was different. We saw there was quite a bit to offer for the fast bowlers with the new ball, but today it just looks like it's much better coming onto the bat. Yeah, that is just someone who will take his time. He's technically very sound, gives a lot of value to his wicket. He's someone who you won't see playing many rash strokes. He's someone really tailor-made for a longer format. I've seen him how well he is every time he goes on to play the 50 over formats. But coming out as an opener, let's see what we have in store. Well, this is what we have in store. He's muscled this towards the deep mid wicket. That is a nice hit yet again. What a shot to close out the second over. They're off to a flyer. Have a look at the control of the shot. And he saw the shot delivery. His eyes lit up. And that's a gigantic hit to close out the second over. It's 23 for no loss. to continue steaming in once again. It's called as one for the over, so he's already bowled a bounce on the very first delivery. So now you don't expect him to bowl anything short. He's got a deep third man, a deep square leg. So with that kind of a field, you do expect him to be on the shorter side. It's a 6-3 field. They've got 6 fielders on the offside. No catching gully, yeah, but they do have a fly slip. Well, this is elegance personified. He's just continuing the onslaught, and he's been severe against Imran Ahmed, who's by far one of the quickest bowlers we have in the domestic circuit, but he's making a mockery out of him. Mohammad Imran Odi seems to be unstoppable at the moment. We've seen every time Ibrar has opted to bowl anything in his areas, and Mohammad Imran Odi, who's got such excellent hand-eye coordination, he's not going to spare you. But this is the start that they were looking after. Again, same result. He's on fire, and he seems to be unstoppable at the moment. Mohammad Imran Odi. There's something special about this man, and he has surely made an announcement in this tournament that he's here for some serious business. This is a rare sight. You don't see Imran Ahmed getting smashed all over the park. He's smashing someone who clocks somewhere around 140 clicks. And now you can see there is that early bit of tension. Osama Butt straight away has gone to Imran Ahmed, trying to just have a quick word with him, because he's not really getting his length right. Mohammad Imran Odi, you're just feeding him where he loves it. He's knocked him over. He's got his final say. And in the end, it's Ibrar Ahmed who's won this mini battle, and he's showing where the pavilion is. That is a lovely delivery. That's way better now by Ibrar Ahmed. The way he was bowling too short to Imran Odi, it wasn't working in his favor, but then decides to bowl one fiery quick delivery onto the stumps, and he has disturbed the stumps, getting a very important wicket. Imran Odi heading back to the pavilion after a very promising start. It's 35 for 1. Another very talented cricketer comes in at an important position. Number 3 is Aditya Sarna. Will be facing Ibrar Ahmed, who's now all charged up because he was smashed for quite a few sixes in a span of 1.5 overs. And that celebration said it all. I did mention he's a bowler who's not used to be getting hammered, especially with the new ball, but that was an absolute Jaffa in the end, getting that all-important breakthrough, because he was looking dangerous, really, the way Imran Odi was batting. If ever so he would have continued the onslaught, it would have been a different story, and don't want that high score in the first 6 overs. If you are an Evergreen real estate fan. It's 37 for 1 after 3. Bowled well, Sameer Chand, until the last delivery where he bowled too full with this pace. You're not going to really bother Danish Sarhadi. Punched away nicely. Yeah, he's someone who's always looking to play with a straighter bat. You won't really see Danish Sarhadi play across the line. You can see him shadow practicing. Technically very sound, and he's someone to really look out after because he's been so consistent if it comes to getting the runs for his team. But in this very game, he's been given a different role, and that is to come out and open. Let's see if this works in their favor. Good single. Very good call by Danish and responded well by Aditya Sarna. Yeah, the task is very simple now for Aditya Sarna, who too is impressed lately. He's been scoring runs too, but all he has to do is ensure he stays in the middle and feeds the strike to Danish Sarhadi. Yeah, if it's there to be hit, if it's in your zone, go for it. Otherwise, you don't really need to be taking any unnecessary chances. You've already lost a wicket. You do have the runs on the board, so there's no real urgency or desperation to really go hard. And this is exactly what wickets do to you. Every time you see a fiery start and you lose a wicket who was a set batter, you wouldn't say set, but he was looking really good in the middle, Imran Odi. So once you get that wicket, things really slow down. There are quite a few dot deliveries because a new batter has just made it his way in. He needs to settle in, get used to the conditions. That's a very good shot and good bit of fielding. That is what's required. You need to be on your toes, ensure you don't really allow those easy doubles. What a match we witnessed last evening. Can't get over that. I mean, they were down and out. Tyler Battery, Gorilla 11, and from nowhere they just made a game of which was completely gone. It was done and dusted. What a shot. That's a tremendous stroke yet again. And this is much more like it. Gets a boundary. Danish Sarhadi is looking impressive in the middle. That was a glorious stroke yet again. So they are getting the runs freely. But at the same time, need to be cautious as well. They do have quite a few spinners as well in ESYASOFT Cricket Club. Of course, Usaid Amin, you will see him soon. Does have the experience to bowl also with the new ball, so that could be one option they could opt. Oh, sharp bumper, but the umpire makes the right call. It's been given as a wide. Not the most easy of conditions to play at this time of the day. It is hot, it is humid, but the only difference compared to yesterday is that there is slight bit of breeze, and that should help the men inside the middle. Yesterday was a different story. It was very, very humid. It's humid even now, but I mean, there was hardly any breeze whatsoever if we talk about day one. Glorious stroke. That's easy picking for Danis Sarhadi. And you can see that the way he's come onto the ball, getting the front foot into the line of the delivery, and the balance, the head position, very still. And he didn't really overstride as well. You can see that he just nicely pushed it towards the cover, and the outfield did the rest. Excellent shot to close out the over. It's 48 for 1. So just a couple of overs for Ibrar Ahmed. He's been held back to come into ball in the latter part of this innings. And it is going to be a new bowler. Usama Jalil, another bowler who does have the tendency to bowl with a lot of pace. And you need those bowlers in your lineup who can really bowl at the rate of knots. Yeah, that's a very good delivery. This is something which I personally am a big fan of. When a fast bowler comes in and tries to bowl full, tries to target the stumps. At times we see bowlers, they shy away to pitch the ball up and try to bowl in those fuller areas. But Osama Jalil is doing the right thing. He's taking his chances. He's slashed this nicely, no protection towards the deep point. And that should give Aditya Sarna a lot of confidence. So runs coming from both ends. Yeah, that's way too short. And it was a hit-me delivery, really. Short, wide, width offered. And he just freed his arms and threw his bat onto it, knowing there's no protection towards that area. That was always a safe shot. Oh my word, where is this going? This is long, this is high. Stamping his authorities, Aditya Sarna, who's just made his way in the center, and this is what he does. That's a cracking shot. It's hit really hard with some fierce power. Aditya Sarna is decided that it's time now to really play a few more strokes in the middle. Already Danis Sarhadi is playing a gem of an innings on the other end now. He's getting support from this man on your screen, Aditya Sarna. A very promising talent. So we're going to see spin pretty early in this innings. The captain Osama, but realizing it's now high time, he needs to throw the ball to his spinners because the fast bowlers, they haven't found much success. It has been a struggle. Imran Ahmed was taken to clean. Osama Jalil was finding it difficult to find his lengths. And in comes Inshaka Siriwardana, left arm spinner, and he's been welcomed with a lovely boundary by Aditya Sarna. He's batting beautifully at the moment. He's in control. That was a special shot yet again. But not the best of deliveries. Too short. No turn whatsoever. And there is a big gap between the two fielders towards the cover region. And he's pierced beautifully, bisecting the two fielders. Getting a boundary. Projected score looks very haunting at the moment. 259. If they go on to score that, that's going to be a massive total. Yeah, this is much better. You would always want to cramp the batter for room. We saw yesterday the spinners did a fabulous job. Of course, talking about Dialer Battery Gorilla 11, they were very impressive. The young boys, they came out with an intent. They had a plan in their minds. They had a strategy. And they really implemented so well by bowling in those perfect right areas. They did drop a few catches, but then again, all is forgotten. They won the game against a quality side of Dubai Royals. Team which was full of stars, I would say. They had quite a few UA cap players, but the young boys, they weren't bothered. They just did what they knew, and they were really good at it. They proved it yesterday. Why are they here in this tournament? At the moment, Danis Sarhadi, he's doing a decent job. He's not really looking to go all out. He's taking his sweet time. He's someone who will bat deep. And you need such batters in your team who will just hold one end, play a role of a second fiddle, and on the other end, Aditya Sarna, he's taken the charge. Yeah, that's a good delivery. If ever so, Inshaka Siriwardana can be consistent with this line. He can just play with his lengths ever so slightly, but then the line is so important. You miss your lines, that's where it becomes easy for the batters. Slog swept, and I think the ball will have enough legs. It's a long chase. Oh, he's done well in the end. Imran Ahmed showing a bit of soccer skills he possesses. But surely, yeah, he has saved a couple of runs for his team. It's 72 for 1. Power play done and dusted. We'll be seeing more spin straight after the power play. Qasim Shah, another fine talent. Let's see if we can get any kind of assistance and purchase off this wicket. We did see a bit of turn early on in the first game yesterday, but then, of course, the dew took over this ground. And then it became very difficult for the spinners to grip the ball. We saw Nilansh Keswani, Awais Ali Shah of Dubai Royals. It was a struggle for both the bowlers. Their finger spinners. I saw them, they did struggle to pitch the ball in the right areas. Chance! Oh my word, what just happened there? I just went straight towards the fielder. Just at the last bit of a second, he bailed out. I'm not too sure what happened there. Maybe the sun came onto his eye line. That could be the only reason. Yeah, I mean, that could be the only reason, really. I don't find any other reasons why he's let this one go, because that was an easy chance. And Qasim Shah, he wasn't pleased with this decision, and I think we'll be needing a new ball. They would want to ensure they keep up the momentum in their favor. They wouldn't Now ESYASOFT to come back in this game because, as I said, they've got some very good quality spinners in the lineup. Usaid Amin, he's yet to bowl. So you need to have a realistic score in your mind. ESYASOFT is a team that you don't expect really the batters or any side to go on to score 220, 230. They've got some really good bowlers in the lineup. So this is where they need to just be a bit mindful and just continue the way they're playing. Now Inshaka quietly has bowled 4 deliveries and is given only 2 runs. This is where things get interesting as a batter. We need to see what he does now. Does he get frustrated or just keeps his calmness? He does so. It's turned out to be a brilliant over. It's 8 gone, 82 for 1. I just have a feeling something's got to give now. 2 overs. We haven't seen a boundary come in. This is a very interesting passage of play. I mean, this is where now they can really make a bounce back. They can come back in this contest. This is high. How far has this gone? That's gone a long way. It's a biggie. This is a sheer power. Needs to understand that bowling too full to Aditya Sarna is not going to work in his favor. That was struck with some severe power. Good work from our production team to spot the ball. They've done extremely well. Yeah, that was a gigantic hit. Really went a long way. Aditya Sarna, he's someone who can stay in the middle, look to play those singles and doubles, and then when required, when the Qasim Shah, the angle which is bowling, the ball will just drift down the leg side and the LBW will completely get out of the equation. Just weighted his pace, ball slightly slower. What happens when you bowl in the right areas? I mean, you make the batters play straight. And Danish has slammed this down the ground. But will find the fielder. Single to close out the 9th over. It's 90 for 1. That's where they've cast onto it. Now there you go, another ball in the slot, and he's gone downtown. Aditya Sarna is batting very nicely on this wicket, and every time you feed him in those areas, he is severe against you. Yeah, that's a super shot yet again. Gets another maximum to his name. So he's someone who likes to deal in maximums. I haven't seen much boundaries coming in. And this is one shot he really fancies to play, the one towards the cow corner, towards the mid wicket, gets the front foot, gets that extra yard, and then sweeps it very well towards the leg side. Cheeky. This is very smart batting by Danish Sarhadi. Trying to bowl a bit quick. What he's done, he's opened the face of the bat nicely, knowing where the fielders are. He guided it towards short third for a boundary. Very quick outfield here in Abu Dhabi Dolphins Oval. The 100 comes up. Sweeps it and sweeps it fine. It's turning out to be a massive over. And Shaka has been all over the place. He's found it difficult to find his right line, his lens. And the two batters have taken full advantage. 16 runs already have been looted in this over. Yeah, make that 17 run over. It's a massive over. So far, they've done well. Players will take drinks. Back after the drinks break. We're halfway through in the first innings, and this passage has certainly gone in the favor of Evergreen Real Estate. Qasim will continue his ball well so far. Nicely done. That's a very good stroke yet again by Aditya Sarna, who's now inching closer to his 50. Oh, in fact, beg your pardon, that was Danis Sarhadi. Yeah, he's a very strong cutter of the ball. If you ball anything short to him, and especially if you provide him any room whatsoever, Danish Sarhadi, he's someone who will wait and look to play you late. One of the finest cutters we have in the domestic circuit. And Qasim Shah needs to realize this, that anything short or marginally towards away from the off stump, he will take full opportunity. And now what he's done, I was just praising how well he's played, and he's literally just thrown away his wicket after playing so beautifully, after getting settled in the middle. Danish Sarhadi decides to really dance down the track, and he's been cleaned up by Qasim Shah. That was a brilliant delivery. Top class ball to dismiss Danish Sarhadi. It's 111 for 2. So finally, redemption for ESYASOFT. And it is Qasim Shah who's somehow managed to disengage the partnership, which was looking quite threatening. So that's what they need to do, is ensure they try to pick up another wicket or two. Oh, well. I think the message is loud and clear. He's been sent out for a purpose, and that is to really go out and blast. And that's the way he plays Hafiz Afridi. Even his stance says it all. Just gives an indication that Hafiz Afridi, he's here to just get you those quick runs. Will look to unleash, will look to play a few aerial shots. And ESYASOFT, I don't really think they will mind this. They do have a very good bowling lineup, and these are bowlers you can't really just come out and blast them. You need to work for your runs, and that's exactly what Aditya Sarna did. Danish Sarhadi was equal to the task. Nice little chip towards the leg side, and it's Hafiz who wants the second, and I'm not too sure where he was going, because it was a loud call by Aditya Sarna, who said, I'm not interested for the second. Good over by Qasim comes to the end. It's 103 for 2. Now this is going to be very interesting. The man on your screen, Usaid Amin, he loves to bowl on these kind of surfaces, and also he loves the challenge. He would want the batters to go after him. He's someone who's not, you can't just really come out and blast him all over the park. You need time, you need to choose your deliveries, very consistent with his lengths. Will keep on waiting his pace, but Aditya Sarna, he's not having any of it. He will continue the onslaught and he will get to his 50 in style. This has been a breathtaking knock, to say the least. And every time the bowlers look to go full, that has been the result. And the moment he struck, he knew that has travelled the distance. Another super shot by Aditya Sarna. That's been cut away nicely. I think they should come back for the second easily. Yeah, they do. So this has been a terrific knock by Aditya Sarna. Came out, was very positive in his intent. The body language stated it all. Never shying away from any kind of challenge being thrown at him. Shot and nicely played yet again towards the cow corner. He's done well in the deep, but Said Amin, at the moment in his very first over, he's been struggling to find his right length. We've already seen he bowled a fuller delivery and now opting to bowl too short. But luckily the fielder, he's done well, otherwise this too would have been another boundary for Aditya Sarna. Productive over yet again. Usaid Amin, one of the backbones of ESYASOFT, too, is finding it difficult. Hafiz Afridi, it's my way or the highway. He will go hard. And if he gets going, he's going to get you a quick fire, 30 runs. And then that becomes so difficult really for Evergreen Real Estate to get back into the contest. Yeah, smart batting. He has taken a single to retain strike in the next over. 12 gone, it's 125 for 2. After such a good start, they should be eyeing somewhere around 190, 200 also is on the cards if ever so. Aditya Sarna stays out there for another 4 to 5 overs. And also, you need the services of Hafiz Afridi, who is known as a power hitter. That's why he's been sent pretty early in this innings, and that's all to keep up the momentum which they've gotten in their favor. Yeah, there you go. The intentions are pretty clear. He is looking to swing his bat hard on anything which is coming in his way. And at times, you really need such kind of players in your team who are genuine match winners, can really take the game away from the opponents very quickly. You don't expect them to score runs in each and every game. They will score maybe in 2 to 3 games out of 10, but those 2 to 3 games, surely they're going to win you the game. Because they will score so quickly. Of course, talking about Hamid Khan, he's one of those cricketers. If he gets going, he gets you those hundreds in no time. Even talking about Hafiz Almas, another cricketer who is quite similar, who's got the tendency to take the game away. Mohammad Saghir, of course, of 7 districts, he too has the ability. Now this is high up in the air. Don't really think he's got decent connection. Lucky that just falling well short of the fielder and falling in the vacant area. So every time he's looked to slow down Qasim Shah, that's where he has troubled the batters. Not troubling Hafiz Afridi. It's in his slot, and it's just the power that he's used. Hafiz Afridi, he's a strong bloke, and he's hammered this really hard, and that's been dispatched over the long on for a biggie. So he was bowling so well until he took his chances, bowled the flight, but the problem was the length. It just was a bit too full in the end. Yeah, trying to fire it onto the stumps, and he saw Hafiz Afridi. He's just trying to shuffle across the stumps, and that's where he wanted to fire it onto the 3 stumps, but failing to find the right line, and has been given as a wide. So which was supposed to be a quiet over where you give 4 singles in the first 4 deliveries, could turn out to be an expensive over eventually, if ever so. He even gets a boundary. It will turn out to be a 15-run over. He smashes it hard towards the cow corner, but this time they do have the protection in the deep. Will be only a single to close out. Another good over for Evergreen Real Estate. It's 137 for 2. pacer now being brought back into the attack. Osama Jalil, who bowled just had 1 over in the power play and proved to be a bit costly, gave 15 runs. I think the idea is right by Osama, but the captain realizing that the spinners were finding it tough against these two batters. So he's now opted to bring back the pace bowlers. He's a quality bowler, Osama Jalil, but today he just looked slightly off color with the new ball. Osama Jalil is someone who depends more on his variations, bowls those lovely cutters, of course, the back of the hand deliveries. You'd expect him to nail in the Yorkers when required to do so. So I think this is a good time you would want to introduce Osama Jalil, who's got a couple of more overs after this. That's a very good shot and a very safe shot in the end. He's toying around with the field. And Osama Jalil, yet again, just not finding his right length. Bowling it in his slot, in his arc. And that's somewhere you can't really afford to be bowling to either of these two batters with this field. I mean, you have the mid-off in the circle and you decide to bowl one full delivery. That's not going to work in your favor. You've got a deep square leg, you've got a deep mid-wicket and a long on, and you're bowling full to him. And now he's decided to change his field, but such is the class of Hafiz Afridi. This time he's just used the pace of Osama, waited, adjusted in the end. He wanted to play towards the deep mid-wicket, but then realizing that the ball just hurried onto him, he got cramped up and just opened the face of the bat at the last split of a second. And there was nobody patrolling towards the deep third man because they just made a slight bit of change and amendment in the field. So he pushed his long off back, got the third man in and bowled a shorter delivery. These are the things they need to look after for, but Hafiz Afridi, he's playing a gem of an innings. And I can see that behind the stumps, the keeper, he's not amused with this effort coming in from Osama, because that's yet again a full delivery. You're bowling to someone who is looking for these kind of lengths. That's feeding him where he's really wanting the bowler to bowl at. So it has been a struggle for Osama Jalil. Clearly he's been off colour and finding it very difficult to find his lengths. Yeah, there you go. These are the deliveries which you need to bring in. I mean, he's bowled a variation in the 5th delivery of this over. The last 4 deliveries, there was pace on. Mid-off in the circle, he bowled a full delivery. He pushed the mid-off back to the long off and then he opted to bang in short. So, I mean, as a captain, I think it would be very frustrating for Osama bowling against his own field. Cheeky, very cheeky. Hafiz Afridi playing the ram shot, gets a couple of more runs to his tally easily. Nonetheless, this has turned out to be another expensive over. It's 153 for 2. Yeah, he's one bowler who's been impressive in this innings. In Shaka Siriwardana hasn't picked up a wicket, but you can see he's been economical. Rocking at the back foot and not getting a lot of bat on this one. Nice. Someone, if we talk about Aditya Sarna, he's such a God-gifted cricketer. He reads the length and adjusts so quickly. That makes him a special batter. That's a special shot by Hafiz Afridi, but just could not find the gap. So they're going after the bowlers now. Yeah, you can now sense they're trying to smash everything which is coming their way, just like that. That's a massive hit. It's gone out of here. Half a dozen more. He's enjoying his outing out there. And that was certainly on the card. Stepping down the ground and crack. It's a monstrous hit yet again. And straight on the roof of the comm box, I heard the thudding sound, the thunderous hit coming in from Hafiz Afridi, who too now is on the verge of scoring a half century. Should be a well-deserved one. Worrying signs for the men in green. They won the toss and they invited Evergreen Real Estate to come and bat first, and I think that decision has heavily backfired against them. I think this ball has gone a long way and we might just need a new ball replacement. Well, the heat is getting on to the bowlers of ESYASOFT Cricket Club. Hafiz Afridi, when he's in this kind of a mood, it becomes very difficult to really stop the run flow. Runs are coming thick and fast. They have now a serious chance to even score 220, 225. Good little punch. Looking for two. Aditya wanted the second but denied by Hafiz. Yeah, you wouldn't mind really Hafiz Afridi to be on strike. The way he's batting, he's done a lot of damage already. Just 17 deliveries, 34 runs to his name. That's a very big hit yet again, and it's gone for a maximum. He's a very powerful striker, Hafiz Afridi, and there's no stopping this afternoon. He came out with an intent, and that was to blast the bowling of ESYASOFT. Absolute carnage. We've seen a lot of sixes being struck, and yet again, I think better effort was required in the deep. 168 for 2. Well, to my surprise, Said, he's bowled only 1 over. We've seen all the bowlers getting hammered, being smashed all over the park. Said, he's someone who does carry a lot of experience on his shoulders. You would always want to throw the ball to him at a stage where they were just going for runs. But I believe the captain, he's missed a trick or two. Just 1 over 4 said the mean. And opting to bring back the speedster Ibrar Ahmed. Yeah, you need to bring him right now. There's no point holding him back. They've already gotten a lot of runs on the board. Yeah, just hurrying on to it, playing a bit late. Clearly beaten by pace by Aditya Sarna. Hafiz Afridi wanted the singer, and talking about Hafiz Afridi, he really loves pace on his bat. So it's going to be an interesting, intriguing contest when we see Hafiz Afridi getting back on strike. That's going to be a battle. Ibrar Ahmed against Hafiz Afridi, who is looking in ominous form. Yeah, just trying to improvise Aditya Sarna, but just could not get it. Could not get rather any bat on that delivery. So yeah, here we are. This is exactly what I asked for, and it's Hafiz Afridi on strike, who's been severe against the spinner, especially Ibrar Ahmed. Of course, someone who bowls very quick. What's coming next? You need to be right on target. Either it has to be a Yorker block hole, or it has to be a sharp bumper. Oh, he tried to bowl the Yorker, but in the end, straight away an apology coming in from Ibrar Ahmed, because clearly, yeah, he's trying to dry his hands as well. Clearly that has slipped out of the hand of Ibrar Ahmed. Nothing intentional about that. But yeah, I mean, if ever so, that delivery was onto the line of the body. Oh my word, it could have been very nasty, because as I said, Ibrar Ahmed, I remember his last speed was recorded at somewhere around 138, 140. So he bowls with a lot of venom, making a slight bit of adjustment in the field. Now getting the long on in the circle and having the deep fine leg in position. Yeah, this is smart. Now, Ibrar Ahmed is bowling according to his field, because he's got a packed leg side field. I can see he's got a deep fine leg, a deep square leg, and a deep mid wicket. So mid on, mid off in the circle. That's where I think the other fast bowlers missed a trick or two when their field was packed towards the leg side and they opted to bowl too full. You need to be very courageous and you need to be very precise and accurate if ever so you'd want to take a chance when you know the mid off and mid on are in the circle. So the margin of error becomes really minimal. And now again, for Hafiz, he's made a change. So fine leg comes in and the long on now is going back. So you do expect a Yorker fuller delivery. There you go. It's in the air, but away from the long on fielder. So this is really good cricket now. Ibrar Ahmed, he's switched on. He's done well. Well, that's not the best of fielding efforts. Ibrar Ahmed is not impressed. I mean, it should have been only a couple of runs, has converted into 3. Yeah, look at that. Behind the stumps, the keeper, he's frustrated because he's seen a lot of this in this innings. So Ibrar Ahmed, he's done extremely well in this over now. When Aditya has come back on strike, yeah, he's making a change in the field. So the third man comes in the circle and the long, in fact the mid off goes to long off. So we do expect a mystery delivery. Beautifully ball. That is a top over by Ibrar Ahmed. Brilliant. It's 172 for 2. It's going to be Sameer Chand bowling his second spell. Didn't find success in the first when he shared the new ball alongside Ibrahim Ahmed. Yeah, Ibrahim Ahmed did extremely well in the last over. I mean, he did have a plan. He played around with his field on each delivery. Switched on was Ibrahim, and now charging in is Sameer Chand. Short delivery, but just could not get from the middle of the bat. But this is already a really good score, mind you, from ESYASOFT. We might just see the highest score in this tournament. Early days, we're just in the second day. It's match number 3 of day 2. But we do promise this is going to be an exciting tournament ahead. Already seen a thriller last evening. It's a freebie. But unlucky, just couldn't get the middle of the bat. And lucky for Sameer that he did not smash this out of the park. Yeah, needs to take a leaf out of the notebook of Ibrahim Ahmed. Sameer needs to ensure he bowls the variations which we haven't seen so far coming in from the fast bowlers. Because these two batters, they're waiting for the pace to come on their way. Yeah, this is really good now. The moment you try to bowl those slower bumpers, try to take the pace of the ball, we have seen more often than not they have made life difficult for the batters. If you're not really confident to bowl the Yorkers or the sharp bumpers, all you need to do is just bowl the variations and ensure you don't get predictable. Yeah, that's going to be a wide, surely. They're certainly talking about him, how well has he batted. Yeah, even though he did shuffle across the stumps, Aditya Sarna, that was way too wide. Right call by the umpire. Umpiring standards have been phenomenal here in this part of the region. I've been calling a lot of games back in Dubai, back in Sharjah. Slashed, and has that been taken? Yeah, in fact, to say that, he's taken a very good catch. Sameer Chand finally gets his first wicket, and that's the end of Aditya Sarna. Before, he's done a lot of damage and has played a brilliant knock, 62 in just 39. He will have to depart. It's 176 for 3. Sameer Chand getting an important wicket of this stage in the game when you know that the runs are coming freely from both the ends. He's finally gotten rid of the set batter Aditya Sarna after he's played a gem of an innings and has put his team into a commanding position. They still do have the upper hand. Evergreen Real Estate. But this is where they just need to ensure they don't let them surpass 200. This is hammered down the ground once again towards long off. Two fielders converging. And it's going to be only a single, I believe. So has turned out to be a decent couple of overs. Of course, first we saw Ibrar Ahmed in the last over was very smart when he was in operation, and now even Samir Chand is equal to the task. He's done extremely well in this over. But the bad news is that this man is on the strike. Hafiz Afridi could spoil his figures. Just make sure don't go pace to him. Take all the pace off and ensure you don't ball too full. It's been pulled away with a lot of authority and power. Hafiz Afridi gets to his 50 in style. It's a fiery knock in just 24 deliveries is what it took for him to reach his maiden half century of this tournament. And it's been severe. Anything which comes in his way, which has been shot. It's 183 for 3. So no signs of Usaid Amin still. He's opted to go with Inshaka Sirivardhana. He's been wicketless. Mohammad Ikram, who's just made his way in the centre, should look to go big. From ball one, not much time in his hands because we are just running out of overs. We're just into the 18th over. Another 17 more deliveries to go. Even that's not a bad option to feed the strike to Hafiz Afridi. Oh, this is really not good stuff from the fielders. There was a smart improvisation by Hafiz Afridi, but then again, that should have been stopped. It's just gone and bursted through his hands, and it hasn't impressed one bit. The captain, he didn't look all that happy, and also Inshaka Sirivardhana, who's done well. And now his figures are being spoiled. Tossed up delivery yet again. Result is the same. Well, that is such a difficult shot to execute, but Hafiz Afridi, he's done extremely well yet again. Switch hit. And how did he generate so much power? That is an extraordinary stroke. In fact, we'll have to wait and see. Has this gone all the way? I think just before the skirting it has bounced. But even though, I mean, you really need to have a lot of power to clear the boundary. He almost did, mind you. That would have gone for a 6, just inches away. Oh, in fact, it's been given as a 6. So there you go. Hafiz Afridi has played by far one of the shots of the tournament we will see in this tournament. Yeah, I mean, nothing wrong with that delivery. Inshaka Sirivardhana just stood there and admired Hafiz Afridi. Yeah, at times you just can't do anything when somebody is in this sort of a mood. And poor stuff behind the stumps. They're falling apart in the first innings. Already a massive score on the board. It's 198. Yeah, he just never came onto the line of the ball, the keeper. And he's made a mess of it. 198 on the board. Are we going to see 280 or beg your pardon, 230? That's going to be a very big score to go on to chase. Projected score states 224. But the way he's batting, you do expect them to get to the score. In fact, it's a big wicket. It's Hafiz Afridi who's been caught in the short third man region, but very good delivery by Inshaka, just taking the pace off and did adjust his length, pulled his length back, and an easy catch in the end before the damage has been done. What a brilliant innings by Hafiz Afridi. It's 198 for 3. Yeah, it was a risky move to bring a spinner in the latter part of this innings. Another batter has walked in the middle, Sajjad Malook, who is someone who looked to go big and hard. Just like that, it's high up in the air. The bowler is backpedaling, and what a catch has he taken. I mean, that was by no means an easy catch. He had to cover a lot of distance because that ball had a lot of elevation. But look at what he's done. He's kept his eyes on the ball right till the end and has taken a fabulous catch, a clean catch in the end. And I think he's done exceptionally well in Shaka to pick up 2 wickets. So golden duck for Sajjad Malook. It's 198 for the loss of 5. Chand is going to bowl the penultimate over. We'll start off with a wide. Now, this has been one of the area of concerns for ESYASOFT, the bowlers. They have found it very difficult to land the ball in the right areas, and that's why they find themselves in a dire state. 199 on the board, still 12 legal more deliveries to go. Yeah, that's much better. Samir Chand, he needs to just focus and try to nail in those Yorkers right in the block hole. Nothing much Mohammad Ikram could have done. So he's got the third man in the circle alongside the fine in the circle. Deep square, deep mid. You do expect now Samir Chand to bowl a shorter delivery with pace off. In fact, he's gone fuller, and single is not going to be bothering. It's your soft 200 comes up. Brilliant innings so far by the top order batters. Aditya Sarna, Mohammad Imran Odi giving a great start. Then Hafiz Afridi came in and blasted the bowlers. So they're up and running, and they could even get 225 from this stage. That's going to be a massive chase. I mean, it's not going to be any easier because they do have excellent bowling lineup as well. Perfect. This is a very good delivery. They're asking the question, but bowler Samir didn't seem amused or animated. That was right in the block hole. Yeah, he wanted to go for the big hit, but it's right in that box. You can't do much about it unless and until you want to play a ram shot or a switch hit. But otherwise, this is one delivery which becomes very difficult for the batter to really get away with. Nicely done. It's turning out to be a very good over. He started off with a wide, but since then he's found his rhythm and the momentum is in his favor. Yeah, they have missed a trick or two. Maybe Samir could have introduced a bit more early when they were going hard. Or Said Amin from the other end. These two experienced bowlers, they should have been bowling way too early in this innings. Full toss. It's been placed towards the cover region. Only a single. So this is an excellent penultimate over. We have witnessed Samir Chand. He was all over the place in the first spell. And I think with the old ball, he's bowled with a lot of control. And has been accurate as well. So just one more delivery to go. You do expect Ikram to throw his bat on this. He does so. And this is going to be a chance, is it? Oh, in fact, he's crossed the skirting. And what he should have done is to focus to bring the ball back into the skirting, but rather try to catch the ball. And there was no point in catching it. Yeah, look at that. He already just crossed the line, but he's done well. At least he did well to put in that extra effort. It's the end of over number 19, 207 for 5. Last over of this innings. Oh, could have been a cotton ball. Omar Arshad, good to see him back into the field. He was away from the domestic circuit. I haven't seen him much coming into the matches, but he's here, Omar Arshad. Pretty well known here in the domestic circuit. Now he's got a job in his hand. Ibrahim Ahmed is someone who will come hard at you, ball with severe pace in this last over. Maybe Omar can just bring back Ikram back on strike. Yeah, that's exactly what he's done. Only a single. A very useful all-rounder, Omar Arshad. You might see him coming in and bowl in the second innings as well. So, plenty of runs on the board for Evergreen Real Estate. Rolling his fingers over and couldn't find the desired timing. Nonetheless, they're looking to come back for the second. Good bit of running, and Ibrahim, you can see, is clearly not amused with the effort in the deep. Yeah, and rightfully so, really. I mean, when you know that your bowler is bowling with a lot of effort, is giving his heart out, and the fielders, they've certainly let them down. Didn't find the connection, could be out. It is. So short stay for Mohammad Ikram, and Ibrar in the end gets another wicket to his name. Yeah, it was a full toss, but clearly beaten by pace. And easiest of catches. He's not going to drop those. It's 210 for 6. Muzi is the new batter. It's just made his way in the center. Nicely done. What a tremendous spell he's bowled. Imran Ahmed, I remember he was quite expensive in his first spell, but then how well has he bounced back? So he gave only 4 runs in his third over, and now he's given yet again another 3 runs in this over. Yeah, we do have an intruder in the field. Good bit of capturing by our cameraman, our production team. Well done. Last delivery of this innings. Look at where he's standing. This is going to be full and straight, surely. Swing and a miss. It's a dot to close out the over, so it's a good little passage of play the last 3 to 4 overs for ESYASOFT to restrict them below 130, which at one stage looked like they're going to surpass that score. But some good bowling in the end by Chand and Imran Ahmed, restricting them to 210. But even though that's a massive score to achieve, anything beyond 200 is always difficult to come down and chase. This is going to be a fascinating run chase. Right then, that's how the innings have panned out. Danish Sarhadi 37 in 25, brilliant knock from him. Imran Odi, a blistering start, 29 in 12. Aditya Sarna, top class inning, 62 in just 40 with 4 sixes to his name. And then Hafiz Afridi went berserk, 61 in just 28 deliveries with a strike rate of 217 with 6 sixes to his name. Incredible knock by Hafiz Afridi. I think they will learn from their mistakes. You can see that Osama Jalil was very expensive. Even Adnan Riaz gave 17 runs that 1 over. And then Usaid Amin, this is so surprising. I don't know, maybe he was injured or something. He bowled only 1 over. And then Inshaka did extremely well, picked up 2 wickets. But the pick of the bowlers, Imran Ahmed. 14 dots, 34 runs with 2 wickets to his name in a span of 4 overs with 8 extras is what they've conceded. Right then, we're just going to dive into a little short break, and once we are back, we will be all set for the run chase. Stay tuned. Right then, first innings done and dusted. I think they've done extremely well in the first innings. Evergreen Real Estate, they do have the runs on the board, 210. It's not going to be all that easy to chase, but let me tell you, it's a really good wicket to bat on. So it's just that the top order batters, they just need to have the belief in themselves. We do know that we have the firepower it takes to really chase this target down. There you go, the field set up for the two openers. He's got a deep third man alongside. Seen right. It's on. Yeah, just trying to swing the delivery, but not the best of starts. Starts off with a wide. Yeah, but what a brilliant start did we see in the first innings. The way he started, I mean, he did have a purpose. He did have a plan in his mind. He was the one who was playing the role of an aggressor. He looked to go hard, and that too against somebody like Ibrahim Ahmed. I mean, he was bowling with a lot of venom, but didn't really bother Imran Odi. Nicely bowled. That's all he needs to do is just keep things simple. You know, when you have the runs on the board, you know that you've scored more than 200. There's nothing extraordinary or different that you would opt to do. You just keep things simple in the middle, get your line and length intact. You know the new ball will tend to move and deviate. Don't try to overdo it. Just keep things simple in the middle, and so far it's done well. Yeah, just trying to bang in short. Pace early on. That's been placed towards the cover region. It's going to be a long chase. So Asif Taniwal and Saeed Khan, their goal now has to be to ensure they get their team somewhere around 60 or 70. It's a really good wicket to bat on, mind you. So don't really expect any demons in the surface. We did see in the first innings that the ball was coming onto the bat nicely. Even with the new ball, we saw how severe Imran Odi was against Ibrahim Ahmed in the very first over. So it's a true track. It's just that once you adapt and get used to, you can really look to go big. It's in the air. And he's caught a lot of bat on this one. I thought he miscued it. But Asif Taniwal somehow managing it to clear the mid-off fielder. And has gone aerial, clearing the mid-off fielder. And surprisingly, it's gone for a one bounce four. I mean, that was a good delivery. SM Tareen pitched the ball in the perfect length. Even the line was precise towards the off-stump channel. At times, you really need to just praise, applause, and admire a few strokes from the batters. Crash towards the long off. It's gone towards the boundary in a jiffy. He started off well, SM Tareen, but just losing track. Too short. And Asif Taliman has pounced on it and has struck another boundary. So it's the start that they were looking for. Already 11 runs on the board. And I think that should be the end of the over. Just clarifying in the center, but yeah, it's really good to see the way Asif Taniwal, he's batting in the middle. You would want similar kind of start from Saeed Khan, who hasn't gotten strike yet. But every time when you're chasing a huge total, this is something which is fundamentally required. You need a good start. Oh, nicely played. That's a good straight drive, but Santarini is not really happy with this over of his. End of over number 1. It's 11 for no loss. But the captain, Omar Arshad, has decided to bring spin pretty early in the contest. It is a new ball, so you don't really expect the ball to turn. It will skid though. Oh, that's a beautiful delivery. Ball pitched in a perfect length, and Mozi getting the ball in towards Saeed Khan. So starts off with a googly right up. Saeed Khan needs to be careful not to go at the back foot. Good little punch, quick single, and a better throw was required. It was a wild throw. Yeah, this man on the screen, Sarfaraz, the left arm spinner, you might see him as well soon into action. Mosley, another very interesting bowler who does have the tendency to turn the ball, but it's a new ball. Let's see if he can get some purchase off the track. So far his lengths have been immaculate. The 3 deliveries he's bowled, the length has been perfect. Cut away and straight to the hands of the fielder. And Saeed Khan cannot believe his luck. It was slightly short and it was there to be cut. But unfortunately, he's found the fielder to perfection. And he's taken a clean catch. So Mozi, some disciplined bowling has finally gotten him his reward. He strikes. It's 14 for 1. Early success for Evergreen Real Estate. It's Mozi, the right arm wrist spinner, has struck in his very first over. Very economical so far. In comes Usman Afri, the left-hander. Muzi will look to take the ball away from him. He's got a bit deceptive action, mind you. Slip in place as well. So good to see that aggressive intent coming in from Umar Arshad, the captain. Even though they know that they have a lot of runs on the board, still, when you know that the team is at the back foot, why not just rather tend to have a slip in place? That's a very good delivery once again, right on the target. An excellent over by Muzi comes to the end. It's 14 for 1. Talking about Asif Taniwal, he's looked confident since the time he's made his way in the centre. On the other end, Usman Afridi, so much is going to be expected from him to be giving his team a good start. That is the need of the hour. Lot of runs needed. Santareen will continue. What a glorious looking stroke that is. Beautiful shot by Asif Taniwal. Just playing it with a straighter bat, and he's played on the up with high elbow and a good flurry of the bat, and also good finish. Very good follow through in the end by Asif Taniwal. And I can assure you he's really enjoyed playing that shot, which has come right off the middle of his bat. Oh, this is a poor delivery. And Asif Taniwal, he is such a smart cricketer. All he did is just open the face of his bat and guided it between the two fielders to get another boundary. Very smart cricketer. The last stroke he hit for a maximum is just giving an indication it's such a true wicket. I mean, it's not holding up into the surface. It's coming onto the bat very nicely. There's not much to offer for the fast bowlers. Santareen too is finding it difficult really to move the ball. He's been slightly wavered as well, even in the first over, and now you can see that the first delivery he bowled way too full, and then bowling a freebie, a gift by yeah, this is much better. There's no real need to be trying to do too much in the middle with the new ball. All you have to do is just release the ball accurately, just try to get the seam upright and ensure you land the ball slightly fuller, not what we saw in the very first where he just went way too full against Asif Taniwal, and we saw what happened. The result was he smashed him for a huge maximum. So Santareen, early days for him. It's just the first game. We'll learn and learn quickly. Oh, that is a beautiful delivery. And he has knocked the stumps over. He could not believe what just happened. I mean, that was literally an unplayable delivery. He did shuffle, and just the last bit of a second, there was a hint of movement, slightly going away from the batter, and Santareen strikes. So this is a good little comeback delivery by Santareen, getting a wicket. It's 25 for 2. So 2 early wickets have fallen for ESYASOFT. In comes the captain Osama, but will have a huge role to play. Short delivery, pulled away. And just not getting it from the middle of the bat. Nonetheless, Osama, the captain, will come back for the second. So we know Osama Khan can seriously pack a punch. And you would want somebody like Osama to be out there in the middle when you know that your required run rate is already 11 runs per over. So he's someone who can really provide you that much needed impetus into the innings, which I believe they are pretty desperate at the moment. Short stay for him. He's been knocked over. And Asantareen cleans him up. What a brilliant comeback by Asantareen. It's full, it's straight. And he's knocked the leg stump. That is yet again a terrific delivery. It's a short stay for Osama, the captain. A lot more was expected from the skipper. But in the end, Asantareen getting better of him. It's 27 for 3. Yeah, that's not the start which ESYASOFT Cricket Club were after, losing 3 quick wickets. We're just into the 4th over. Muzi striking early in his first over, and Asantareen, what a terrific comeback that was. I mean, he was smashed for a maximum, then a boundary to follow, but then the last 3 deliveries bowled exceptionally well. And this is really what happens when you're chasing a huge total. I mean, you don't really have much options in your hands, so you need to have, you need to be sensible at the same time and aggressive. Can't just swing your bat at everything. Asif Taniwal, he's still out there, so there is a glimmer of hope for them to get anywhere close to this haunting total that they have set. And the problem now is we'll have to wait for this if that's going to go towards the boundary. Yeah, the umpire's signal is going to be biased, rightfully so. Yeah, a rare miss behind the stumps. Danish Sarhadi's an absolute live wire behind the stumps, but the ball slightly keeping low. I think that's the only reason which he couldn't hold on to the ball and completely got deceived in the end. They wouldn't mind how they come. The only batter who's looked comfortable so far in this innings has been the man on strike. Asif Taniwal, he's got a big responsibility. They're not really chasing 160, 170. They're chasing 210, which will mean that he will have to keep up with the momentum. He'll have to keep on playing aggressive strokes, and that's something which Evergreen Real Estate wouldn't mind. They would want Asif Taniwal to keep on playing those aerial shots, because that's going to give a chance to the bowling side. In comes Usaid Amin, and I keep on saying that in the first innings it was surprising. He bowled only 1 over. I mean, he's a specialist right arm finger spinner, but the captain thought otherwise. He really should have bowled more than that 1 over he bowled. But at the moment, Muzi, he's doing a phenomenal job. Another excellent over comes to the end. It's 33 for 3. Tareen will continue. If ever so, he wouldn't have picked up wickets in the last over. Surely he would have been asked to come back later in the innings, but after he picks up 2 wickets, he's been asked to continue. And this is what happens really when you lose early wickets. The middle order batters, they come in, they need a bit of time in the middle. You can't just come out and blast the bowling lineup of Evergreen Real Estate. You need to get used to the conditions, adapt quickly, of course, because you don't have much time in your hands. But it's your first game. I mean, you're playing a new tournament. It's a new ground. And most of the cricketers, they've been playing in different regions. I mean, they've played a lot of cricket in Dubai, in Sharjah. So you need a little bit of time in the middle. Once you get used to the conditions, the surface, the atmosphere, that's where you could really look to shift gears and try to go hard. You have to. You don't have an option. You need 176 more runs. You're chasing 210. Required run rate hovering almost 12 per over. So things aren't looking all that bright at the moment for team ESYASOFT. This is up in the air. Is this a chance? Oh, he's made a mess of it. Has Sajjad Muluk down in the deep. And the way he was approaching the ball, he never looked in control. And whilst the ball came to him, you could see that he did lose balance in the end. So this is something which you can't really afford to do. So you can't afford to be dropping Asif Taniwal. But yeah, I feel for Tareen really. I mean, he was smashed and hammered by Asif Taniwal in the first couple of overs he bowled. And now almost getting the better of him. So you need support from your fieldsmen in the middle. Good bit of fielding. Only a single is what is on offer. So if you talk about the runs which they've gotten, 37, that's a good score. I mean, 1 big over, you're right on course. And the only problem is the wickets column. And that's what usually happens when you're chasing a big target. Your top order batters, they look to be aggressive. That's right, that you should be looking to go aggressive. You need to go hard at the bowlers, but at the same time you need to be a little careful as well. You can't just slog and smash every delivery which comes in your way. Oh, that's a sharp bumper. Surely has waken up Asif Taniwal, and I don't think he was expecting this because we haven't seen much short stuff coming in from Tareen. It has been on the full. He's been bowling pretty full towards the batters, but we did see he did find success. And even in this over, he's done exceptionally well so far. Yeah, this is a very good delivery to close out the 5th over. It's 37 for 3. Mozi to continue, and rightfully so. He's been pretty accurate in his spell with the new ball. Slog swept nicely towards mid-wicket. So one bounce boundary coming in. Usaid Amin knows there's no point hanging around. They need more than 200, so he needs to get on with the game. And I think there is still a glimmer of hope of Usaid Amin and Asif Taniwal. They stay. till the 13th, 14th over, because these two can really take this game deep. Nicely done. I think Mosey's having a great evening so far. Oh, they've taken a second. So, caught napping. Sarfaraz, the left arm spinner, he would be coming in soon, I believe, and enjoy bowling on this wicket. Yeah, making him play across the line, Usaid. Needs to be a bit careful. At times this wicket does tend to keep on the lower side. And that's what we saw even in the first day yesterday, where the ball at times did keep low. We did see a few LBWs coming into equation. Nicely played. That's a fabulous stroke by Asif Taniwal. Well, he's batting on a different surface altogether. Well, we've seen all the other batters, it has been a struggle for them. Asif Taniwal, he's batting with utmost ease and certainly is enjoying this knock. Raced on to 29. Cut yet again, but finds the fielder 5 meters either side. I think this too would have gone towards the boundary. So it's a useful over so far. Mosey hasn't bowled all that badly. It's just that Asif Taniwal is such a strong cutter of the ball. He really goes very deep into his crease and then cuts it so late, and did find success. Shy at the stumps. With that single, 50 comes up on the board, and it has been an exciting power play, which is now concluded. It's 50 for 3. Yeah, to no surprise, the captain Umar Arshad opting to bring Awais Sarfraz straight after the power play. Another very useful left arm spinner, very accurate. And that's what you need at the moment. You don't really want somebody to try to do a bit too much on this wicket. Now this has been pulled away nicely, and he's got plenty of bat on this one. Usaid, I mean, the moment he saw the length, his eyes lit up, and I don't really think there's any dew of any sorts at the moment. I don't see any towels out. There's a strong breeze. You can see the shirts fluttering. So I don't really think that's going to be a problem for the spinners compared to what we saw yesterday. It was disaster in the evening. I mean, it was so difficult really for the spinners to grip the ball, to land the ball. It did slip out of their hand more often than not. But Awais has been welcomed with a huge maximum. Playing it with soft hands, doing the right thing, Usaid. I mean, he knows the value of his wicket. Because chasing more than or anything beyond 200, Usaid knows that he will need to bat deep. So he can't just try to play a big stroke on each and every delivery which comes in his way. He needs to just bat deep and ensure he keeps up with the required run rate. On the other end, I think Asif Taniwal, of course, he has been very impressive since the time he's walked in. But if ever so, they wouldn't have lost a lot of wickets. The score is pretty decent at the moment. Just that one big over, you'll see how quickly that required run rate will come down to almost 10 runs per over. Well, that's a very good shot. Fabulous batting by Usaid Amin. The secret to getting the boundary was that he waited and he knew where the field was. It was a flighted delivery, but the problem was the line. And also it was slightly short. So what Usaid did, he waited right till the end, let the ball come to him, and then found the gap to perfection, middling it, timing it nicely to get another boundary. So very productive over so far. 12 coming in from the first 4. That's what they need. They need one big over of 20. And maybe this could be that over. They already have 13. Oh, this is not the best of fielding efforts, which should have been only a single, has been converted into in the end. But this is really good. I mean, you could see Usaid Amin, he put that extra bit of pressure on the fielder, and yeah, very casual effort. Straight away there's a call of 2, and they're going for it. This is going to be close. Oh, direct hit, and I think the story would have been different. Excellent running. Nonetheless, it's been a tremendous over for ESYASOFT. 66 for 3 after 7. Healthy partnership being stitched up between the two. Usaid Amin, since his arrival, the score is ticking. That is exactly what they need. And in comes Sajjad Malook, another bowler who does rely on his cutters, on his variations. He's not very express. Oh, you will see a lot of slower deliveries, the back of the hand deliveries coming in. Doesn't really try to bend his back all that hard, just tries to get his basics right. And that is exactly what you need when you know you have runs on the board, when you know that the opponents, they're chasing anything beyond 200. Your job is only to keep things simple in the middle. Looking for the second and deny, just going to be a single. And when I mean by saying simple is that as a bowler, when you have runs on the board and you keep on bowling in those consistent areas, just a good length, what's going to happen is that you're going to make the batter do something different, because if you're bowling straight in the right areas, he's going to play you with a straighter bat. But if ever so you lose your line and length, that's where it becomes very easy for the batter, because the moment you get a grip on your length and you keep on bowling in those right areas, as a batter, you do tend to get frustrated because you can't make a shot out of it. So what you do is you try to shuffle, you try to create room, and this is where you try to do things out of the box, and you lose your wicket. Just like that. So this is what happens if you try to just focus on your right areas and keep things simple, which I don't believe it's really tough for these bowlers. I mean, they play so much cricket a day, night and out. So bowling in the right areas isn't a problem. And also, there's no dew as of sort. So job is very simplified for the bowlers of Evergreen Real Estate. Good little punch as well. Straight away there's a call of two. Now these two are lightning quick between the stumps. They are getting a lot of support and applause from the dugout. So good little fight back. It's a good passage of play that we are witnessing. Usaid Amin and Asif Taniwal. Still the hopes are alive to be chasing this down. Long way to go though. Yeah, surely they're going to get easy couple of runs. Placed perfectly. There was nobody patrolling towards the deep square leg. Nonetheless, it's a decent over by Sajjad Malook. It's 73 for 3. What a tremendous first innings as this man who had Hafiz Afridi went on to score a brisk 60 or so. And now he's been asked to bowl at a stage where things aren't all that tough for Evergreen Real Estate. Hafiz Afridi, he's someone who will enjoy to be bowling in such conditions where there's hardly any dew whatsoever. And Hafiz Afridi is someone who looked to just try to bowl fuller. And also you might just see there's the back of the hand deliveries. I've seen Hafiz do that. Should be a wide. Right call by the umpire. Yeah, talking about standards here in Abu Dhabi, I think the umpiring and the decision making by these umpires has been spot on. I've called a lot of games back in Dubai, in Sharjah, and every time I come to this part of the United Arab Emirates, I always praise the umpires. The standards have been really high. This has been worked away towards deep square. We'll get another couple of runs. Yeah, easy 2 runs. So it's always really good to see that so much hard work, of course, is being put here in this part of the region. It is here in Abu Dhabi Sports Hub. Of course, a huge thank you to the groundsmen who've done a phenomenal job to prepare such wickets which favor both the batters and the bowlers. This is Apesh, and it's sailed over the long on fielder. And Usaid Amin has played an incredible shot, and mind you, this is a tough shot to execute. Playing towards the long on, and that too lofted. This is something which you don't really see. You see batters try to play this shot with a cross bat, but the key was Usaid. He played it with a straighter bat towards long on. That's one shot you don't see much often. Now this time he goes towards deep mid wicket, gets another maximum. It's back-to-back maxis, and this game has all of a sudden come to life because Usaid, I mean, he is on fire. So just returning the favors to Hafiz Afridi, who was severe against the bowlers of ESYASOFT, and now Usaid, I mean, is certainly turning on the heat in this very second innings. Yeah, he seems to be looking very confident in the middle. Didn't get to bowl much in the first innings, but here he is with the bat doing a fine job. Straight, slightly uppish, but only a single, so 17 run over. We already saw Sarfaraz giving quite a few runs, and now Hafiz too is finding it difficult to find the right channels. And the good news for ESYASOFT is that the runs are coming thick and fast from both the ends. It's not that Asif is putting any kind of pressure on Usaid. I mean, Asif too is playing freely. Oh, he's missed out. He has surely missed out. It was a back of the hand delivery which was read well by Asif. A good over for ESYASOFT comes to them. It's 91 for 3. Still no signs of dew, so that is one positive news for Evergreen Real Estate. Of course, they do have quite a few spinners in their lineup. And that would have been the last thing they needed yesterday at this time, somewhere around 7 p.m. The dew did arrive, and Asif goes high, he goes long, gets a maximum. Well, this game is certainly on now because this partnership is looking quite threatening. But look at this shot. Asif stamping his authority, goes towards the long off region and has timed this to perfection. Aware Sarfraz, he's under the pump. He's been expensive so far. He's found it difficult to find his right line and length. Can't really complain on regards to the conditions out there in the middle, because I just mentioned there's no dew so far. You don't really see any towels at the moment. Bowlers are finding it easy to grip the ball. It's just that the two batters in the middle of ESYASOFT are batting beautifully at the moment. Inside out. And this too goes for a maximum. It's come from the blade of Usaid. I mean, runs coming thick and fast from both the ends. And to add insult to injury, Awais has overstepped. Another massive over coming in the context of play, and whack he goes. He always wanted to go aerial, had no intentions to keep it along the carpet. That's a super shot, half a dozen more. Missed out. It was in the slot, but quicker through the air. What a fine knock. 50 comes up for Usaid Amin. What a tremendous knock he's played. He's getting a lot of applause from his teammates, because this has been such a valuable knock. I mean, they lost 3 wickets pretty early in the contest. But these two are certainly not giving it up. They are putting up a fight, and that's what we have seen. Asif Taniwal, such a prolific batter, a fierce opening batter. That's been nicely done. This is really smart cricket by Usaid. I mean, he saw that the ball was pitched way too short, and this is where he saw the opportunity. He rocked back at the back foot and then went hard at it. That's the way to go about. And nobody towards that part of the 30-yard circle. Another expensive over. 100 is what they need. Still a long way to go. They need a wicket now. It's the last delivery before we go into drinks. He does the smart thing. He knows he's gotten the runs on the board, so there's no point to take any unnecessary chances. This match is on. The players will take drinks. Sajad Maluk will look to continue right after the drinks break. Did well in his first over. Well, this has been an exceptional performance by the two men in the middle. I mean, they were 3 down for 30 odd something, and at that time, it just looked like this passage of 10 overs would have gone to Evergreen Real Estate. But let me tell you, this first passage, I would give it to ESYASOFT, because they have 112 runs on the board. They, if ever so, they get another couple of big overs. They've already gotten 3 big overs, mind you. And there is a bit of panic out there in the center. You can see that they're all over the place. They need to just stay a little calm, and there's something happening out there in the middle. Yeah, a bit of confusion out there in the center. Right then, play resumes. Sajad Maluk, he's a very smart bowler. He comes in these kind of situations. Shy the stumps, couple of runs taken easily. He's someone who does enjoy coming in bowling in these juncture of the game where you know that the batters will go after you. The current run rate, it's almost 11 runs per over. Look at the required run rate. It's come down below 10. What a game of cricket are we witnessing. And this is exactly what was expected in this tournament of UPRO Summer Cup Pro Edition 2026. It's hard, and he's got a lot of bat on this one. Gets a maximum. Usaid, I mean, what a tremendous knock he's played. And he's still out there. And he's completely changed the complexion of this game, which at one time looked like it was Evergreen Real Estate. They were having an upper hand this game. But Usaid, I mean, since the time of his arrival, he said, I am the man who will change and turn this game around, and my oh my, he's done so. 64 in 26 deliveries. Punches it nicely towards cover. There is an extra cover fielder positioned. What a chase are we witnessing? I mean, the way they started, it never looked like they're going to bounce back. But Usaid Amin, Asif Taniwal, the two senior statesman batters, have gotten their team right back in this contest. And also, this is not the best of efforts in the deep. I mean, he could have put in that hard dive. If you see that replay, I mean, the ball was so close to the fielder, and he just let that pass by. Yeah, look at that. It wasn't hit all that hard. Now, look at this. Oh, come on. I mean, a better effort is required, really. He's all over the place, and this is exactly what happens when the batters are after you and they strike early in the over. You get those quick runs. It always puts you at the back foot as a bowler when a batter hits you for a maximum early in the over, and that's exactly what Usaid Amin did. This is an enormous hit. And I think this is the biggest hit we've seen so far in this tournament. And the arrogance in that shot after he played, he stood his ground and won for the photographers. That is a gigantic, it's a monstrous hit. Look at this go. He's enjoyed his innings, and what a way to get to his half century. My, oh my, who would have thought that the game will switch so quickly, and it has gone now in the favor. The pendulum has heavily shifted into the favor of ESYASOFT. Even after Evergreen Real Estate, they've gone on to score 210. Look at what they've done. 132, and we're just into the 11th over. It's a very expensive over. 20 runs have been looted. And still one more legal delivery to go. What a partnership have these two staged. Such brave men out there, batted with no fear whatsoever. Batted with a lot of courage. Have Asif and Usaid, beg your pardon, have done extremely well. 20 runs coming in the 11th over. It's 133 for 3. Well, the captain has to come up with different ideas. He's running out of options at the moment, and he's opted to introduce Imran Javed. Yeah, rightfully so. We could see Sarfaraz, he was struggling. Sajjad Muluk was all over the place. 2 huge, massive overs coming in. So another left arm spinner has been introduced. What's going to be so difficult now for Imran Javed is that he's bowling to 2 set batters, and it's not that they've been settled and looking for singles and doubles. They've been dealing in boundaries and maximums. So that makes it worse for a bowler. When you come into ball, you're under immense pressure because you know that they're going to go after you. So far it's a decent start, and now Asif and Usaid, both of them, they know how much is the required run rate, so they don't have to go berserk, they don't have to go all out. The required run rate is below 9 runs per over. So without taking much of risks from this stage, they can easily chase this down. And also they do have quite a few batting left after this. The match is in the grasp of ESYASOFT, surprisingly. Oh, he's put down. Now this is a very costly miss, I can promise you. Imran Javed, on the very first over, he's come out and he has created that much needed opportunity, and look what he's done. He's spilled this. That is a big miss by the point fielder. He's let this one go out. A couple of runs more to his account. 67 in 29. This has been a phenomenal performance. Fabulous knock, really, by both the batters. It was Asif Taniwal who gave a great start, and then he was running out of partners. He had to really go hard and big against the bowlers. But Usaid Amin, he came in and he provided that much needed impetus into this innings, and he has really taken the game away from a team who scored 210. It's not over yet, but then they need a wicket. If they can get one more wicket, I think they'll be right back in this contest. But the way they're bowling, it just seems it's very difficult. I don't really see a wicket coming sooner. 137 for 3. I think this is a very good move by the captain Omar Arshad. He's realized that they need a wicket at this stage. They need to disengage this partnership, and that is the reason they've gotten Ehsan Tareen, who's got only 1 over, very early in the contest. Good move. Let's see if it pays off. Apesh, just a single. Couldn't last over we witnessed by the spinner. He did well, was economical, and also created a chance as well. And that was a costly miss, really. I mean, when you know that the batters are going so well, they're playing a chanceless innings, and all of a sudden you get an easy catch, and you let that go off your grasp. And this is where I believe Asif and Usaid Amin can be a little sensible in this over. They should realize why Ehsan Tareen is bowling the 13th over. Why is he brought early? And that is to pick up a wicket. So what they need to do is just see off his over. There's no point really to take any risk against him. Just see off his over and then target the other bowlers who have found it difficult really to land the ball in the right areas. He's gone high. Is this a chance? Oh, very close to the deep mid-wicket fielder. For a moment, his heart would have been in his mouth, but in the end, he has gotten plenty of bat on this. It sailed over his head for a maximum. Yeah, this was such a nervous moment for the fans of ESYASOFT, because you don't want to be losing Asif Tareen. So they're targeting even Ehsan Tareen. They're not sparing anyone. Sharp bumper should be a wide. We'll have to wait for the signal of the umpire. Yeah, rightfully so. That was way above the head height of Asif. Well, how quickly has this game changed? What a tournament we've already had. I mean, who can forget yesterday's game where Dial Battery, Gorilla 11, they scored 36 in the last 2 overs. That's what it was required. They were down and out. The match was over. Then there was one man, and that name will be remembered for a long time, Yahya Ali. Oh my word, a breathtaking knock. He just snatched the game out of Dubai Royals' hand. I mean, till the 18th over of the second innings, from the time the match started, it was in the hands of Dubai Royals. But then Yahya Ali, he came out and went absolutely berserk in the center. It was carnage. He chased down those 36 runs with 1 ball to spare. Unbelievable run chase is what we saw. Knocked him over, breaching the defenses is Ehsan Tareen. This is great leadership by Omar Arshad. That is the reason he was brought into the attack, and that was to pick up a wicket. And he has finally disengaged this very important partnership. What a superb delivery. And such an impressive bowling performance by Ehsan Tareen. And this is what exactly they needed. They needed a wicket, and they've gotten one. They've got rid of Usaid Amin after he's played such a valuable knock for his team. It's 146 for 4. What a game of cricket are we witnessing? This could go either way. Still 65 more needed. They've gotten 4 of the top order batters, and They've gotten rid of the dangerous Usaid Amin, and this is the man who's responsible to pick up that important wicket. Asking the question, Lord appeal. And very close, it thudded onto the pads. But what a fine spell of bowling have you witnessed by Santarine. He has provided the wicket the captain asked him to get. Brilliant. It's 147 for 4. Well, this is a great chance now to make a bounce back, comeback in this innings. Imran Javed was impressive in his first over, just the 4 runs. Not the best of starts in this over though. You'll have to wait for the signal of the umpire. Yeah, starts off with a couple of wides. Can't really afford to do so. I mean, not many runs to play around with. 62 and 42 on this wicket. It's not going to be a difficult task. Yeah, but if they're going to pick Asif Taniwal at this stage, then you've got 2 new batters at the crease. And then you could ask Sajjad Malook to come, because he's someone who bowls with a lot of variations. It's not going to be easy. Swept away fine. Gets another boundary to his name. And Imran Javed is thinking what was wrong in that delivery. The problem was he's offered a lot of pace. On these kind of tracks, even if you're bowling flatter, quicker, the batter can trust the bounce of the surface and get his front foot forward and play a sweep shot, and he has found success as Asif Taniwal. Useful boundary coming in. Imran Javed needs to slow down a touch. He's bowling a bit too quick. Again, quicker delivery. It's in the air. Where is this going? It's going straight into the hands of Muzi. He's taken a brilliant catch. It was there for the taking, and Asif Taniwal is shell-shocked because he knows that his wicket was going to play a huge and a vital role. If ever so, they would want to chase these 58 more runs. He cannot believe what has just happened. The 2 set batters are now back in the hutch, and right back in the game are Evergreen Estate. What a match are we witnessing. It's 153 for 5. What a roller coaster of a ride have we witnessed in this very game. It was first where we saw ESYASOFT struggled initially in the power play. They lost 3 wickets. And then that partnership between Taniwal and Usaid Amin. But some brilliant decision making by Umar Arshad. I think he's taken some very brave calls. He introduced his pacer in the 13th over, who bowled so well, and he was brought to pick up a wicket, and that's exactly what he did. He got rid of Usaid Amin, and then Imran Javed getting the better of Taniwal. So both the set batters are now out, and now the match has shifted into the favour of Evergreen Estate. They need to tighten the screws Dot delivery. This is what happens when wickets fall. There will be a few dot deliveries. The pressure will mount on the new batters, and I can assure you they are under tremendous pressure. Ibrar Ahmed, he's someone who's not very technically sound with the bat. He will come and just blast. Mix up. Wrong end. Should have thrown towards the non-striker end. But what a terrific over by Imran, picking up the most important wicket of this innings. It's 155 for 5. Yeah, as I expected and predicted that it has to be Sajjad Malook. Said Amin and Taniwala were severe against him, but he's been brought back. Singles isn't going to be a problem. Oh, in fact, it's a dot delivery. So, no, all of a sudden now things are looking tough for ESYASOFT. Adnan Riaz. He's someone who won't really just blast you from ball one. Ibrahim Ahmed, yeah, he's someone who will just slog and throw his bat on everything. So they're expecting Ibra to get a quick 20-25 runs for his team. No real power behind the shots, not timed properly, only a single. Now this is interesting. I think this is a great chance for Evergreen Real Estate to pick up another wicket because, as I said, Ibrar Ahmed will not hold back. He's been sent early up the order, and that's to at least strike a couple of sixes. And what that will do is it will just bring the required run rate drastically down very quickly. Slightly up edge, he's hit it in the gap and will easily come back for a couple of more runs. Yeah, this is certainly one game which we believe is going to go down to the wire. Expect a nail-biting finish. Already have we seen a blockbuster, a thriller in the second game. And this too is surely going down the wire. Hits it towards long on, only a single. So boundaries have dried up. And that's all because of the departure of Taniwal and Usaid Amin. Whilst those two were in the middle, you could see that the run flow was coming easily for ESYASOFT. Yeah, that's a very good delivery. Oh, in fact, it's been given as a wide. Yeah, these are very important runs. I mean, each and every run is going to count. So far, so good. He hasn't conceded a boundary. Sajjad Malook, he needs to stay a little calm out there. Just focus on his bowling at the moment. Only a single is what is on offer. So, it's turning out to be a good over by Sajjad Malook. Hasn't conceded a boundary so far. I think Ibrar Ahmed, he's going to play a vital role. I mean, his presence is so important. He's someone which I've seen. He has the ability to really go hard at the ball. He's a fierce striker of the ball. Nicely played. He's really worked hard on his batting lately, Ibrar Ahmed. Of course, we know how talented a bowler he is, but his batting has really improved lately. It's 162 for 5. Well, the current net run rate is more than what is required, and that's all because of the damage Taniwal and Usaid Amin did when they were out there in the center. Now it's all over to Ibrar Ahmed. Can he strike a couple of huge six? He surely has the ability to do so. At the moment, he's being a little careful and cautious in the middle. Nonetheless, good couple of runs that they've picked. Good running between the wickets. It was Ibrar who was always wanted to come back for the second, and good response by his partner Adnan Riaz. So 47 is what is needed. The equation could come down drastically if he hits a maximum. Only a single. He's ran the first one hard. Singles isn't going to bother Evergreen Real Estate. What they need to ensure is they don't allow them to take the boundaries. The fielders should come from, or they should take the start before the 30-yard circle. And whilst the bowler bowls, they should be ending up on the 30-yard circle. So they should be on the ropes if you talk about the fielders in the deep as well. We've already seen quite a few catches being put down, but that's history. It's in the past, but now you cannot afford to drop any chances. I mean, you're in that stage of a game where if ever so you make mistakes, you make those basic errors, the match could slip out of your hand. It's hanging in the balance at the moment. Two relatively new batters at the crease, but all eyes on Ibrar Ahmed. We've seen that he does have long levers, can strike big. But can he this evening is the question. He hasn't struck a boundary or a maximum so far. Yeah, it's just a simple push once again, dealing in singles and doubles. Yeah, he's getting a lot of applause as Imran Javed. I think he's bowled exceptionally well. He came into ball in a situation where Usaid and his partner just were in some mood. It's the last delivery. I think Adnan Riaz now should have the license to hit big on this delivery. No, he's in fact just played a single, and that will bring him back on strike. Let's see if this decision pays off. Excellent over by Imran Javed. It's 168 for 5. I just have a gut feeling this could be the make or break over. Lovely delivery. That's a very good ball by Sajjad Malook, and this is where I believe he will bring all his experience and expertise into play. That's a very good delivery start of over number 17. Adnan Riaz, it has been a struggle so far. Another slow one, and the umpire has given this as a wide. So the idea is right from Sajjad Malook. He's bowling it towards the off side channel. Has a back offside field. He's got, mind you, he has a deep cover and a deep extra cover alongside a point and a third man and a long off. So it's a packed offside field. And he's drifted one towards the leg side, but luckily no damage done. So this is what I really like. I mean, he has a plan. That's exactly what we saw in the first innings. Ibrar Ahmed. I mean, he came into ball at a situation where the batters were going along so well, but he had a plan in his mind. He bowled according to his field and didn't go for any runs in his second spell. But this is high up in the air. Chance. Gone. Well, this innings wasn't going anywhere, and now all of a sudden, Evergreen Estate will feel the matches in their hands. Well, this is brilliant bowling by Sajjad Malook, consistently targeting the offside channel and ensuring he doesn't bowl in their areas. It's 170 for 6. Well, this match is now heavily shifted into the favor in the men in red. And it's Sajjad Malook, who was very economic in his third over. And now look at what he's done. He's picked up the dangerous Ibrar Ahmed, who could have really made a vast difference in this part of the innings. In comes Inshaka Sirivardhana, who had a decent outing with the ball, but now has got a big responsibility with the bat. Yeah, nicely done. Good little check shot, only for a single. That's going to be another wide. Yeah, we've seen quite a few wides bowled by Sajjad Malook. That's okay, because they still have 39 more runs to work with. Not much batting left in ESYASOFT Cricket Club's lineup. Oh, beautifully done. That's a very good delivery. He's asking the question, but I'm not too sure what the appeal was. I mean, it was always, yeah, he's a character just trying to deceive the umpire, but can't do that all that easily. I mean, as I was mentioning, these umpires are very experienced. They've had a great run, not only in this tournament. I mean, the last season or so, I've seen that they've been spot on with their decision making. And yet again, that was an easy decision. Flicked away nicely. They are looking for the second, and they will get it comfortably in the end. Nonetheless, an exceptional over by Sajjad Malook and a brilliant spell comes to the end. It's 174 for 6. He's been the standout bowler for me. I mean, he's bowled so well. Imran Javed came in to bowl at a situation where there was immense pressure. The required run rate was below 8 runs per over at one stage. but he kept things so tight in the middle and ensured he doesn't allow the batters to get those freebies, those free runs. Can Inshaka strike big? Once the second, he's ran the first one hard, but never a two there. Adnan, he's already played a lot of deliveries, so it has to be him who needs to go big. This is up in the air, and he's placed this very smartly, knowing the fine leg was in the circle, and he knew that Imran Javed was bowling way too quick. So that's a smart approach coming in by Adnan Riaz, just using his pace, getting a boundary to keep the hopes alive. Well, we've seen 36 runs chased down yesterday in 2 overs. So here we need 32 runs in 16 deliveries. So there is still a very bright chance to win this game. This is high up in the air. And lucky that didn't go towards the fielder. Nonetheless, another 2 runs. So it's turning out to be productive over. This surely is going to go down to the last over. 4 wickets is what they need. And on the other end, ESYASOFT, they need another 30. Just one big hit and they'll be back in the contest. Big appeal. Asking the question. Given. Yeah, trying to be over ambitious, I would say. He's already played that shot, but Imran Javed, he's a smart canny bowler. He's fired it onto the stumps much quicker. And just showing his cards way too early was Riaz. That's a big wicket. It's 181 for 7. Osama Jalil, the new batter, has just made his way in the centre. Who's someone who didn't have the best of outings with the ball early on. Can he be the hero? Can he provide those much needed maximums? That's what they need. Asking the question yet again. Loud appeal, but the umpire on that occasion has denied this, and Imran Javed thinks he did have a case. But what a terrific spell of bowling have we witnessed Imran Javed. He's been very, very impressive this evening. So 29 needed. Now this ball has to go. Inshaka needs to swing his bat hard. He does so, but it's along the carpet. So only a single is what is on offer. Exceptional performance by Imran Javed, the left arm spinner. He's really brought his team back into the game, and an excellent figures to end his proceedings for this evening. It's 183 for 7. Was very expensive in his first over. He bowled Hafiz Afridi, was all over the place, and Dhaniwal and Usaid Amin were severe against him. Couldn't really land the ball in those perfect areas and didn't really bowl variations as well. Relied more on his pace, which wasn't really the need of the hour. So he's going to ball the penultimate over, which is a very important one, mind you. Starts off with a dot. He does well. Straight away asks Danish to pass the ball. He's in a hurry. Yeah, at times the bowlers, they are always in a rush because they know that they've got the momentum and the rhythm going in their favor. So they always are in a rush and they ask their keepers to pass the ball back. Let me go and quickly bowl again. That's why. Yeah, ball please. This is brilliant bowling we're witnessing. Hafiz Afridi's been spot on with the first couple of deliveries. And by no means I'm going to say this match is over, because what we saw yesterday, what Yahya Ali did, we can never discard a team. Still 28 more required in the last 10 deliveries. So if they get a maximum and a boundary, you never know. 13, 14, even 15 needed in the last over. It's chaseable. They just need to have the belief in themselves that they can chase this down. This is excellent bowling we're witnessing. Hafiz Afridi is trying to shut this game down in the penultimate over, and Inshaka Sirivardhana has found it difficult to connect. But all the three deliveries, mind you, have been in the block hole. I mean, there's nothing much he could have done. So he needs to improvise now. You can see that the fine leg is in the circle. And I don't think Hafiz will bowl anything short. You do expect him to go fuller again. So maybe the ramp shot can come into play. Oh, in fact, he's bluffed him. He's gone for the shorter one and another dot delivery. What an over are we witnessing? 4 dot deliveries on the trot. Yeah, now I could say that it's looking very difficult, and you can see the shoulders have dropped. Usama Jalil and Inshaka Sirivardhana are finding it difficult. These two balls are so important. Strikes it hard. It's hit that cleanly. And finally getting it from the middle of the bat. But still you can see the body language. He knows that because of the 4 deliveries he's missed out. He's let the game slip out of their hands. But what a terrific straight drive he's played. And that's a very good shot. So 24 is what they need. 4 sixes? That's what are we asking? Yeah, you never know. I mean, we've seen yesterday what happened. Hits it really hard, but there is protection. Only a single. In fact, they're coming back for the second, but that won't do any harm or damage to Evergreen Real Estate, because they still need another 22 more runs to win this game. It's 189 for 7. Sarfaraz, who didn't have the best of outings, I think he should be able to defend 22 runs in the last over. And also there's no due. So even better news for Awais Sarfaraz. He could be able to spin the ball, could give the revs on the ball. I love the hairstyle though. This is in the air. But it's not gone too far, only a couple of runs. So make that 20 more required in the last 5 deliveries. But what a contest have we witnessed, really. I mean, till the 15th, 16th over, we weren't sure as to which way this match is heading. ESYASOFT, they started off by losing early wickets. Switch hit. But to no avail, only a single. And then the partnership between the two batters, Usaid batted so beautifully. That was the time with the required run rate. I remember it came down below 9 runs per over. And all they had to do is ensure they stay out there. It's hit hard. There is protection. So it's, I think, pretty much done and dusted now. Unless and until Osama Jalil strikes 3 sixes in a row. 18 is what is needed. So all he needs to do, Oais, is just bowl one good delivery. Is that a maximum? That's long. It's huge. It's gone out of here. So make that the first 6. Hold on. Do we have more drama in the middle? Osama Jalil has played a lovely shot. That's gone for a long, long way for a maximum. In fact, I think it was Nshaka who's played that shot. In fact, it's Osama Jalil, yeah. So, another couple of 6s is what they need. Can he do it? Can he be the hero of this game? So, Awais would be under some pressure. Oh, he's missed out. It was short. It was there to be hit. Just hurried on to him, and I think, yeah, that's it. What a brilliant comeback by Evergreen Real Estate. At one stage, they looked like they were flat, they were down and out. It's a long shot towards mid-wicket, but it'll be only a single, and what a victory in the end by Evergreen Real Estate. Have won this game by 11 runs. In fact, 10 runs, and they have clinched 2 points. Excellent overall performance, of course, first. With the bat, the fielding was top-notch, and then the bowler is doing a fine job. Yeah, they did start off well. Asif Taniwal, he did well. I mean, the 3 batters, Saeed, Usman, and Osama going early. But then the partnership between Usaid and Asif gave a glimmer of hope. But those were the 2 only batters. I mean, once they got out, it was a pretty much one-sided encounter. Impressive bowling performance by Muzi. 3 over 16 runs. And surprisingly, didn't bowl the 4th over. Ehsan Tareen, I think for me, he was the pick of the bowlers. He came in and knocked over Usaid Amin. And of course, Imran Javed also bowled his heart out. Brilliant. 2 overs, 26, 19 extras. Now that's something which is a worry for them. Match number 3 done and dusted. 210 is what Evergreen Real Estate scored. Aditya scoring 62, Hafiz 61. Ibrahim Ahmed bowled exceptionally well with 2 wickets, and Inshaka also picking up 2. In reply, ESYASOFT could manage only 200 runs. And Syed Amin, Asif Taniwal playing a handy role, but Ehsan Tareen and Imran Javed alongside Muzi bowled exceptionally well, and Evergreen Real Estate have won this game by 10 runs. Right, then we'll just dive into a short break, and once we are back, we will be all set for the post-match presentation. Stay tuned. Welcome to the post-match presentation of UPRO Summer Cup Pro Edition 2026. In match number 3, ESYASOFT won the toss and inviting EVERGREEN Real Estate to bat first, and they went on to score a healthy score of 210 in the allotted 20 overs. In reply, ESYASOFT managed to score 200 runs, which was a close contest, but in the end, it was EVERGREEN Real Estate winning the game by 10 runs. I would now like to invite our match referee, Mr. Preetham, to please hand over the player of the match, and the player of the match goes to Aditya Saran of EVERGREEN Real Estate. Played a value knock for his team, 62 in just 40 deliveries, with 4 boundaries to his name and 4 huge maximums. Aditya Saran, congratulations. What a brilliant knock have you played. Talk us through how the wicket played this evening.
It was bat on. Initially, our gave us a good start, so my plan was to just till the end. Unfortunately, I got out in the 16th over, but the end was also finished. They finished well.
You were absolutely fabulous, Aditya. Last question. Who do you want to dedicate this player of the match to? Brilliant performance. Keep up the good work and best of luck for the future. That was Aditya Saran with his magnificent batting performance. Don't go anywhere. It's a Super Sunday. We've got another exciting game lined up for you. Until then, stay tuned.